to the land of RimWorld. Today we're going to be starting a new series. I'm not exactly sure how many episodes this will be, but I am at least going to make 3 episodes. I'm going to base, if I keep making these episodes based on the feedback that I get, if any feedback. Hopefully the feedback is good and I get views and everything. Because, well, I am a small YouTuber and it is hard to get views when there's so many other videos. But we're going to try this, and we are going to start with a new colony. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to start by looking at my mods. If you have not played this game, it is a great survival game that is a strategy. It's kind of a strategy survival game mixed into one. Pretty fun. Let's go through my mods here. I have a lot of mods. I'm not going to go through each one, but let's just say they add some weapons and some armor. Now, none of these are really overpowered. There are some, let's say, better armor. Like, you can get better armor than what the original game has, but they cost a lot more materials and they're more of an extended end game. So most of my mods actually just add more material to the game. That way you can keep playing for longer times on the same world. And also they just add a little bit better quality to the game, like quality colors. I also have like pictures of the items because, well, I like looking at pictures rather than reading items. So I just added things like that. Really simple, nothing too fantastic. You can start with 5 people, you can start with 3 people, or you can start with 1 person, or you can start with 1 person and on brutal. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do the normal classic RimWorld experience. And that's just, you spawn with the normal stuff every single time. You spawn with a random animal and you get 3 people. So that should be quite easy. So this is where it starts to get a little complex. This game can be a little bit overwhelming. I had to watch a lot of videos when I first watched this, so keep with it because it's a fantastic game. It's just a little hard to understand at first. But these are your dungeon masters per se. If you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I personally haven't, but I know what it is. And these people are basically your dungeon master. They throw things at you, so you get like raids and stuff. And these people choose how you get those raids. This person is probably the easiest. She bases on your money, I believe. So as you progress, as you get more money, she throws harder things at you. But this can be actually taken advantage of because as long as you keep your money low and your colony size low, she will throw pretty easy stuff at you. So I think that's not very fair since you have a knowledge of what's going to happen. This one, she gives a lot of time between disasters, but I think she's just harder than this person. Basically, this is a harder difficulty. Now, this person is purely, supposedly, random. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is random because I feel like in some of my worlds, there's just too much of a coincidence, but it is random, supposedly, and we'll just stick with that. But this is actually quite hard because you could be at the beginning and he could throw something super hard that's literally impossible to beat. So in my experience, I like to save before I get to a fight, and if I die, I try it again because I think that is a fun part of the game, trying to figure out how to beat the things that are blocking me from success, so my barriers. And I think that saving and restarting is not necessarily cheating because they give you the option to do that. And also, we're doing this on random, so there's no way to beat something at the beginning if he throws something really hard. I am debating between these two, but I think we're going to do the adventure story, especially since I have the mods, because one of my mods adds animals, and they're like really crazy looking animals, and some of them are really hard to kill, and they add quite a bit of difficulty to the game. So we're going to keep with this adventure story, and we got to do let's reload anytime. That's because I like to save. That just means you can save whenever you want. I'm actually not going to do adventure story. I lied. I'm actually going to do the custom. I forgot about this. I'm just going to increase the colonist mood by 3. I meant by 4, I mean. Reduce the... No, I'm going to keep food poison chance. I'm going to reduce disease frequency because I hate dying to disease. I think that is kind of unfair. But I'm going to keep the frequency... I'm going to keep it in there, but a little bit less common. Friendly fire, I think, is the stupidest thing in this game because your colonists are idiots and they can't think for themselves. So they shoot each other a lot, and so I'm going to turn off friendly fire. Now that doesn't mean they can't get in fights. They can still get in just little friendly quarrels and punch each other in the face and break noses and break bones, but they can't shoot each other. So I think that's reasonable. Everything else I think is fine. Maybe colonist instant kills I'm going to reduce to 50% chance. And I think that should be good. I'm going to keep all of this. You know what? Just to get the game going a little bit faster. Here it is. It took me a while to find that for some reason. I'm going to increase the research speed. Since I am doing a playthrough of this, I normally don't do this. But since I am doing a playthrough, and I want this to go a little bit faster, I'm going to increase this to, like, let's say 150%. That won't be too bad. And let's do this. Let's just do 50%. You really don't need it this big because it's really hard to get to around the world, and it's just such a large map. Let's do carrot. That is an interesting seed. I guess we'll keep with carrot if you guys are wanting the same seed. That is it right there, Mr. Carrot. And let's do a little bit more crowded population because I like to have close neighbors. I like neighbors, and we're going to keep everything else the same. While this is loading, I'm going to take the time. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate the view and any support that I can get. Possibly drop a like and maybe leave a comment of what I could do good, or what I did. Let me rephrase that. What I could do better or what I did good, because that really does help me learn, because I am a very new YouTuber and everything I learn really does help, because this is a hard process in order to make videos. And also, if you could possibly subscribe, that really does help my channel grow. And also the likes do help me grow as well. So that is all very much appreciated. But anyway, back to the game. There is a lot of water in the center. That is kind of cool. It has like continents. Very interesting. I'm actually kind of liking this. That would be kind of interesting. You know what would be really cool? Is spawning on an island. Now, that would be very difficult, and we're not going to do that. But that maybe later on in the future we could do that, like this island right here with the two colonies right next to each other. That would be quite interesting. Or maybe like this one. Let's do, I really like places that have most of the colonies nearby and also have a road and a stream crossing one another. Now, I will explain that later, but there is a strategic advantage to having water on your map, like a stream, and roads just look nice. They might have some kind of benefit, I have no idea, but they just look nice to me, so we're gonna keep with the road. Let me look for a spot right here and I'll get back to you. I am thinking about maybe here. This is rather close to a lot of areas. Oh, and this is arid too. Man, let's not do that. Let's do it like right here maybe. This is even closer, so we might make these people angry, I do believe. I think that's how it works. If you spawn too close to them, they might get angry and attack you and not like you. But that is fine. I don't really mind raids. That's how you get your money up and how you get better gear, I feel like, is in raids. Especially with my strategy of saving before a fight. I usually can win them. Sometimes it's literally impossible to win the fight, but most of the time, you can always win. Somehow, there's some way you can always win. But if you click on the terrain, sometimes it's not always up, you can see what all the details is. This is a very detailed game if you have not figured that out already. So it tells you spawn in a dirt road with a huge river. I want huge river because that is a nice thing to have for defense in the game. Growing period has a nice growing period. I think that is a stable temperature, 28 degrees Celsius. I'm not exactly sure. Might be, I don't know. Forgeability has 100% berries, that's good, and it has kind of a higher disease frequency because I think this is kind of maybe a wetter area. I think that is a swamp right there, if I'm not mistaken. You don't really want to go in there because it's hard to build, because you can't really build on water, and there's a lot of water and saturated soil and swamp. So if you're new to the game, I don't suggest you spawn in the dark areas. I would suggest doing in the greener areas. I think that's like plains or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, it has a higher disease frequency of 1.7 a year, which is quite a bit, but I did reduce the frequency of diseases, so hopefully that kind of averages that out. And let's start here. I think this should be good. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit long and tedious, is trying to find the person you like. Now, if you really wanted to, you can actually use everyone. This is a horrible... Wait, this person's actually pretty good. But mostly people in here are bad. Like, this person is not good. You don't want this type of person. You can choose the people you want. You can also randomize them. And also, I have a mod that lets me prepare carefully. Now, that was for my other games that I was trying to, like, practice on and everything. I'm not going to use that for this, so just to let you know, I'm not going to be using this mod because I feel like that's a little bit cheating. And by a little bit cheating, I mean really cheating, because you can give yourself really a big advantage. Intellectual helps you get your science points up. That way you can research more things and get more weapons and better gear and things of that nature. Social is for trading. Medical is obvious. Healing people. Artistic is for making people happy, and it also helps get money. Crafting is for crafting guns. That is a very useful skill. This person, I don't think I will use this person, but animals is for like breeding and butchering. Plants is for cutting and for planting, obviously. Cooking is for, well, cooking. Mining is for, well, mining. Construction is for construction. And obviously the rest are pretty obvious. So let's keep randomizing until we get a good one. They also do come with health issues. Like this person has a right shoulder gold gunshot wound and it's itchy. You don't want your shoulder to be itchy because it makes you... efficiency is down to 81%, and it also has +3 pain. So you don't really want a person with a really bad condition. All right, so I changed up the people just a little bit because I literally clicked this randomize button at least 100 times for the third person, and I could not find one person. So I went down here and I chose the tortured artist, or Paulson, or whatever heck his name is. Unfortunately, they are all male, so that means they probably won't get married. Unfortunately, that means they won't get a mood boost. This person is really good at medical and intellectual, so this person is going to be mainly on a desk all day. This person is good at medical as a backup. He's good at cooking, which is really important in the game. It might not seem important, but it is. Good at construction and good at cutting plants, and is good at crafting. So that person is going to be very important. And this person is going to be our defender, but he's kind of an average Joe at everything else. So I think it's going to be fine, good enough. These three are R3. And let's start this up. And here we are, the three of you awake in cryosleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. And here we are. Hopefully this thing is not hostile. It looks quite hostile, but it is a predator, so hopefully he doesn't attack us, because that would be a really bad beginning. Let's push the spacebar and pause. Now, right away, I can already see that I am definitely making my houses right here. So this is where the roads and the river come in handy. So basically, the only way across is either by going in the light blue areas, or going across the bridge. So if enemies attack from anywhere over here, they're going to probably go across this bridge, so I can set up turrets in probably this area and just blast them away. Now the good thing about the road is that it gives me a little bit more of a straight shot, and it also carves the mountain out right here. That way it gives me a little bit more defense. I can make a kill zone going through the road right here. So having a road and a river cross is a very good strategy because you already get the bridge built as well. You start with the same stuff every time. This guy is barfing, that is not good. This is our money, we got health, we got some gear, we got a husky. I'm not a big fan of dogs, but oh well. I was hoping for like a hedgehog or something, but I don't know if they have hedgehogs in this game. I have no idea. So let's give the best shooter, let's see, it's in bio, I do believe. This person is our best shot, so we're going to give him the rifle. we're going to give him all of the gear, basically. So let's do that. Let's get this going. You and you. I'm going to give this person the revolver. And we're going to give this person, Paul, the plasteel knife. Now, I am sorry if I mispronounce stuff, because I am not very good at pronouncing things. So prepare for mispronouncements. He is still barfing. That is not optimal. Our dog can actually be trained to do things. Let's pause this and look at the training. So he is a guard and is tame. You have to tame the animal first, and then you can start going down the line to do things. Hauling is obviously the best, as well as rescue. I'm not a big fan of attack and guard because, well, they aren't very strong and they die a lot. And your people tend to like go out there and save them, and it's not very good, and it ends up to be more of a detriment than a helpfulness. But hauling is really, really good. Now, this person has a bond with Batson, so that is good. But now he's going to have a permanent, I can't even say that word either, permanent boost in his mood when he has a pet owner. But if this dog dies, that means he's going to be sad for a long time. So we have to make sure that this dog, if it does die, he has to be happy when it dies. Otherwise, he's going to go insane, and it's not going to be good. So we should probably start setting up some houses. But first things first, actually, we got to set the priorities. Now, this isn't very important at the very beginning, but it will become very important soon. I really want to get away from these guys because I have no idea if these things are going to attack me. They are predators, so I assume they are going to attack eventually. And there's also some metal over here. How much health does it show? How much health? It doesn't tell you how much health they have. They do have quite a bit of food, so unless they get hungry, I don't think they will attack. But these are part of a mod, these animals, so we'll see how friendly they are. Anyway, let's go back to the work here, and you want to click manual priorities. This is how it works the best, for me at least. I know some people don't like this, but I do. We want to set number 1 as the highest priority. So this person, obviously, you want to set as the highest priority because he has the highest skill in research. The rest, I want to turn off. That way they don't do it. And I'm going to put that at number 1 because research is very important in this game. This person is also going to do all of the cooking. So we're going to do that at 1. Handling. This person is going to do all the handling. And the rest of this we're going to put at number 1 priority because we want them to... be a doctor and get help and get bed rest at the top priority. So the first things first, I like to set up 3 houses because I like to have my people happy at first. So we go in architect, or however you pronounce it, go into structure and go into walls, and you click the wood. And let me think how to do this. I'm trying to think of what I did before. I'm thinking maybe, what was it, 5 maybe by 6? Or I guess that'd be, what, 8 or whatever the heck it is. I think that is what I normally do. I think that should be good. Now you want to have the space in between just in case they have to run across because they can't run through blocks, obviously. Alright, so there's the basic structures. You have to put the doors in. I'm just going to put them on the left corner, make them all matchy, so that should be good. I'm not going to put the floor in right now. You want to have beds as soon as you can because having no bed and sitting, or I should say sleeping out in the sun is obviously not ideal. So we can have them start doing this, but actually first we need to have them chop some wood so they can actually make the houses. So what I'm going to do is have them chop all those, as well as these. So that should be good for right now. I am worried about these creatures still, like I said. Let's put this at, what, 2 speed? That should be good. As long as they don't get close to them, it probably won't be a problem. Except our dog's not going... There it goes. We have to unban this stuff, but I actually want this person to wear this flak vest. And also I want him to wear, what is this, a plasteel helmet? Yeah, so you have plasteel flak helmets, that should be good. And we want to allow all of this. Okay, wear that. Now, I think maybe force wearing stuff. I'm not exactly sure on this, but I assume making people wear stuff that they're not happy with is a detriment to their well-being. Why is there so many of these things? This, I think, is possibly a jungle. I think that's what this biome is a jungle. Oop, my voice cracked there. Let's have them harvest some of these berries. You can just drag and click like this, and it will select all of the same item in the area. You just push harvest, and it will harvest the ones that are available. You don't really need too much food at the beginning because you do have these meals, and these don't spoil. They will rot if they're outside, but as long as they are contained in some kind of building, they won't spoil, which is nice about these travel meals. So yeah, they are just going around doing the tasks that I sent them to do. They are chopping all the wood, and because I have good choppers at the beginning, you can have them get a lot of wood. So that is a nice thing about having people who are good with plants, is the beginning. Not very useful for the middle to late game, I have to say, because having crops is not that much of a priority. I am more of a hunter and gatherer myself, but I suppose some people like to farm more than hunt, but I like to hunt better because you also get the skins and everything like that, so I feel like that's a little bit more useful. Alright, so I saved the game just in case one of these beasts of a lockjaw decide to eat my person. I don't really want to die at the beginning. So I saved just in case they attack and I have to restart, because I don't think that's cheating. They are still building away. They have some interior decorations of palm trees, so that's nice. Let's have this person actually work on the bed. That way they all are happy that they have a bed at least. Since this is the first episode, it's probably going to be a little bit longer. I don't know if the other episodes are going to be this long. Probably not. But since this is just the first episode, this one's going to be quite long, I do believe. Maybe... I don't really know how long this is going to be, but also this is a mod that allows you to see how much money that something is worth. So this bed is worth 70 bucks. That's a lot of money for that bed, and this one is only worth 42. That is another cool aspect of this game, that actually shows the quality of the construction. That is, I really love that part of the game, how it shows that, because this person did a poor job on the bed, this person did a good job, and it's worth almost twice as much, actually. So yeah, it really does matter how well your person can construct stuff. Another thing that is handy to have at the beginning is recreation. That way it keeps your people happy. The easiest thing to make at the beginning is horseshoes. So you kind of want to have an open area. It doesn't really matter if you don't have very many people where you put it. Just because, you know, you don't have very many people trying to do it at once. You just have one person. The white part up there is where the people stand. So you kind of want to have a open place for them to throw it. But I think maybe you want it to have close. That way they don't waste too much time playing horseshoes and walking over there. So let's have them build that. This is going really well, actually. This is probably one of my best starts, if I do say so myself, with building houses, because they are almost done with actually all of their building, and it hasn't even been one day yet, and I already have some recreation. Now it is becoming night, so dang it, he botched the construction. He really needs to finish that bed before it's night. There we go. Okay, he finished it. That's good. So now they're all gonna have beds. This person just put the roof over this building, so that's gonna be another plus for this person, whoever has this. This person's gonna get the short end of the stick, because they're gonna be sleeping outside in an unroofed area. So let's set the owners. Let's get this person to Paul. Sorry, Paul. Wait, no, actually, that's the good one. Set this person to Jake. Sorry, Jake. And let's give this person to Batson. So that's good. So now they all have their own bed, and that should make them pretty dang happy. Let me show you what that looks like in, I think, needs. There we go. So the needs it shows all of their expectations and optimism. And because this person is a tortured artist, there's a natural penalty from tortured artist trait. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe you can fix that if you put some art in the room. I have no idea. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. I don't know if I've ever had a tortured artist before. I might have had before and just ignored it. But because I have also the boost in mood shouldn't be that much of a problem as long as I just keep looking at it. So this person is also happy with a crappy bedroom, so that's good for me, I guess. Yeah, you do you. As long as you don't like a nice bedroom, that is fine with me. They have initial optimism, that way everyone just doesn't break at the beginning. How am I not seeing iron right now? Oh, there's some iron up there. This might not... Oh, that's... Yeah, compacted steel, that's what I mean. This actually is not looking very good with steel. So that might be our biggest downfall. There is a bunch of steel over here, but that's quite a ways away. So it looks like that's going to be our biggest struggle, is trying to get the what is it, steel up here. So that's going to be a difficulty that we're going to have. We can make a sleeping spot for the dog. I think that's in what, furniture? Yes, animal sleeping spot. Let's just put him right there or something. That looks good. So he should sleep there for tonight, I think. If we scrap these, actually we could fix it, and I think these might give a bonus to mood. It has a 15 beauty, so that's actually pretty good. 15. That's actually really good considering it's already there. So we can actually utilize these at the beginning at least and fix them up. And that'll add some beauty to the surrounding area. If they walk by here, they'll get a little boost of mood. So next on the agenda, we need to make some zones. But first, I actually want to make a storage area for the zone to go in. So under structures, we're just going to make another building here. Let's put it... let's just put it right here. You really don't want these to be square. I won't explain it now because that'll take too long, but let's just say that it's better for trading beacons because trading beacons are in a circle. And yeah, just trust me, you want your building to usually be a circle when you have all of your stuff in your storage base. We don't really need anything too big at the beginning. We just need something to hold this stuff. That way it doesn't actually just rot out in the open. We can actually hunt. What is this? Is this a panther? Stop trying to harvest it. This is a panther. So this is, I think this animal could actually attack. So maybe we should take care of that animal because he is rather close to our base. So you know what? I'm going to try to take out that panther. For right now, I'm going to save. Alright, so we are saved just in case this goes terribly wrong. And to fight, you just push a draft. And you want them to be behind cover because this game actually does simulate cover. And there is range in weapons. This person is just going to be protecting... yeah, let's just have him here. This person's just going to be protecting as backup. So that should be good. And let's have this person shoot first because he is the best shot. And fire at Panther. And let him shoot. Okay, so he's going to fire at Panther. You know what? Actually, cancel that. I want this guy to reload. There we go. So now we're going to have him shoot now. So we're going to go on 1 speed. Now they have a chance of fighting. So he's going to die in 6 hours, but he actually already died, so that's good. I do feel kind of bad about killing a panther, but oh well. We're going to allow them to carry him. We don't have a spot to put him at the moment, but to get your people to start working again, you have to undraft. So that was where friendly fire comes in handy. If I didn't have the friendly fire off, he would have shot Paul probably in the head. So you really want to turn friendly fire off because I think that is just not very... I don't like that part. And we need to have a spot for all of our stuff. So to do that, you click on zone, you click on stockpile zone, and you create it inside of the building. Now you want to turn off probably food. We're going to let the animals get stored in there for right now. That way they don't rot, I think, as quick. But we're going to allow the food for now, but we're not going to allow raw food because that won't really matter because you need a refrigerated area for your meals. So we need to make a separate building for the food. But that doesn't actually need to be that big, just probably a 5x6 structure maybe. So that should be good. And put the door right in the middle. That looks pretty good. And they should start on that. Now we need a place for the corpses. They're going to not put the corpses in there actually because I have that turned off at the moment. That's automatically turned off. So we need to have a zone that's a dumping zone. I usually like to have the dumpings. What the heck is this? It's a giant, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it's a giant flower, I guess. Okay, so let's just have the dumping zone. I usually like to have the dumping zones in an area that possibly people would run through. Not necessarily my people, but bad people. That way raiders, you know, they walk through here and they get slowed down. Now there is a negative effect to that, because if they're in the rocks, it's going to be harder to shoot them. But honestly, that's not going to be too much of a problem, because I'll probably set my turrets back here and the range will be just inside of the bad guys running through here. And once they get through all the rocks and all of the debris in this dumping zone, they're going to be out in the open. So that's just my strategy of having strategically placed dumping zones. So the storage, I usually don't like to have my human corpses obviously next to my settlement, just because it makes them sad for some reason when they see their dead comrade on the ground. So let's turn off what is it? Human-like corpses. I guess we can just turn that off. And then we want another stockpile, or a dumping zone, I should say, farther away. Let's just do it possibly right here. Doesn't need to be big. Okay, that's gonna be good. And we want this to turn off, clear all, and just allow human-like corpses. Nope, that's not right. Human-like. There we go. So now they're gonna put all the dead bodies in this one. Alright, so to make this into a refrigerator, we want to cool this entire building, or this entire room, I should say. It's not very big at the beginning, but we'll probably expand it further out. But to do that, you want to make sure that the unit, the wall unit, I should say, has the cool placing inside and the heat going outside. You don't want it to reversal around for obvious reasons. And then that should work. So once they build it, that should work. So that, yeah, this is going fine. They're putting all the dead animals in there. So now to power this cooling, you actually have to have electricity, obviously. So you have to go under power and click on the wind turbine, because that is the only type of power source that we have at the moment. Now for this to work, you need a clear area for the wind to go around. So the area of the white squares is where you need to have the no obstacles, so no obstructions. So like this tree is obstructing, this one is, and maybe these are, I have no clue. And it looks like this tree is obstructing, and this one as well, and possibly this one. So once that is built, that should be fine. We also want to mine some of this compacted, whatever this is called, compacted metal, whatever the heck, and then we also want to get some of this. Now this is going to be a little bit risky grabbing this stuff, because there is a bunch of predators all around here. So let's go ahead and save. And let's have good old Batson go over here and grab some of this steel. Alright, so far so good, and we are good. Alright, so maybe these people aren't actually a threat as I thought they would be. They just looked mean, and they also say predators, but they aren't extremely hungry, but they are going to be soon. So once they get enough metal and compacted machinery, whatever the heck it's called, they're going to start building this. Let's actually see if we have enough. Okay, so we do have enough. So let's have this guy prioritize making this. And also they have like little squares to show you how far. And gosh dang it, he botched the construction, of course. Is this person like not good at construction or something? No, I think he's actually my best, ain't he? Oh no, this person's my best. What the heck am I doing? Okay. Jake, build this. I'm sorry. Waking up in the middle of their sleep is not a good idea. It makes them kind of upset for some reason. But we're going to do it anyway, because that's kind of a priority to get this food chilled. Now this stuff isn't rotting anymore. As you can see, it has full health now because it's roofed and in a building. So yeah, he constructed this much faster, and he also didn't botch it, so that's good. It is not blocked by anything. Look how fast it's going. Wow, that is insane. Usually they don't run this well for some reason. See, now it's going down. This is like the normal speed. For some reason, it had like a super boost there. And to get this connected, you need the power conduit. And you see the little blue lines right there? That is actually electrical wiring or conduits, whatever the heck you want to call them. And you just need to run it within range of the wall cooler. So that should be good enough. Alright, so now it should be running. Now to get this into a freezing, because we want this to be a freezing temperature. And by the way, I hate animals sometimes because they eat your food. If this dog was not helping whoever the owner was be happy, I would definitely slaughter this animal for the food, because, well, he's eating all my food, and that is a very important necessity to have, and is literally no use to me right now besides making one of my colonists happy. But oh well. But anyway, we need this cooler to be at, I think, at 0, because I think 0 is 32, I do believe. We'll just put it at -1 Celsius, just to be on the safe side, just in case something weird happens. And that way the temperature doesn't fluctuate as much. So it says it's bouncing between refrigerated and not refrigerated. I think it's because this door is not shut, so we need to haul these rocks, actually. Okay, now it's hopping between frozen and spoiling. And I think we're gonna get to it. Maybe we should decrease the temperature by one more. Maybe possibly one more. I think the cooler you have it, the more power it would consume. That would make sense. Alright, now it's good. So I guess -3 Celsius is the sweet spot for a freezer. And yeah, I think I might leave it off here, guys. I think this is a stable point in the game to leave off on. We have power, we have 3 houses, we have a storage area, and we have a food storage area. And there is much more to this game that we have not explored. We have not actually encountered our first raid, surprisingly. Why is there so much blood down here? That is very disturbing. What is this? A man trap. What killed a, what is that, like a Venus flytrap that eats people? Anyway, I'm getting distracted from my outro. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And possibly drop a like and maybe a subscribe if you aren't already. And I will see you all next time.